Good morning. Welcome to my laboratory, Synchronous Induction Machine Lab 20 WEL 58. Today we are going to see experiment number 4, no load and a block rotor test on 3-phase screw cage induction motor. The main aim of this experiment to construct the circuit diagram for a given 3-phase induction motor to study the performance and evaluation. The nameplate detail of the machine, it is induction motor type is 3-phase induction motor. It will be screw cage rotor. Okay, screw cage rotor. Speed 1440 rpm. Voltage 415 volt. Current 7.5 ampere. Frequency 50 Hz. Frequency 50 Hz. To execute this nameplate detail in the real time experiment, the apparatus we need. The first apparatus will be the voltmeter. It is a moving ion type. The range is 0 to 500, one number. Ammeter, moving ion, 0 to 5 ampere, one number. Wattmeter, electrodynamometer type. There are two wattmeters, one for W1, another for W2, two numbers. Tachometer, it will be digital tachometer, which we are going to measure the speed in RPM, one number. Connecting wires required. Circuit diagram of no load test. This is the general circuit diagram of no load test. So here we see there are R, Y, D neutral. So we are giving 3-phase 440 volt 50 Hz. Okay, it will be given through the 3-phase auto transformer. Okay, this left hand side will be the input, right hand side is output of auto transformer. This input side we are using the fuse called 10 ampere fuse. Okay, 10 ampere fuse. The output of this auto transformer will be connected to the wattmeter, one for LPF, another for LPF. Okay, this is for no load test. We are using the low power factor LPF with a 600 volt 10 ampere. Okay, MLCV, and the rating of current is 0 to 10 ampere to measure I0, and this voltmeter to measure V0. This wattmeter which we are measuring W1 and W2. So total we can measure W0 equal to W1 plus W2 will be connected to 3-phase delta connected stator winding. Okay, this is the rotor and this is the pulley. Here only it will be a pulley. Okay. Procedure to calculate the no load test. First we have to make the connections as per the circuit diagram. Second, the 3-phase auto transformer is kept in 0 voltage position and see the brake drum rotates freely. Then the TPST switch, that is triple pole single throw switch, is closed. By adjusting the 3-phase auto transformer variable knob, increase the applied voltage gradually until the voltmeter reaches the rated voltage of the motor. Fourth, note the voltmeter V0, ammeter I0 and wattmeter W1, W2 readings. And then bring the 3-phase auto transformer to 0 voltage position and open the supply TPST switch. Okay, this is a table which we are going to measure open circuit voltage V0, I0, W1, W2, power factor. Circuit diagram of block rotor test. The other name of block rotor test will be locked rotor test. Okay, here we are giving 3-phase supply through a triple pole single throw switch to the input of auto transformer, the output of auto transformer which we are connecting to the stator winding A1. To measure the VSC, short circuit voltage, short circuit current, we need voltmeter and ammeter. And this is locked rotor. In locked rotor we have to use unity power factor. So in no load we are using LPF, in locked rotor we are using UPF, and this is the brake drum load and this is the belt. Okay, this is the belt. Okay, belt, and this is the brake drum pulley which we are going to operate in clockwise. That is, this is the pulley which we are going to rotate it. Once you may tight the pulley in clockwise direction, then the belt will be tight to the rotor. The rotor doesn't rotate. Okay, during that time the NR value will be equal to NS. Okay, NR equal to NS. Okay, NR equal to NS. So at that time the slip value will be S equal to 1. It will be unity slip, S equal to 1. So this S1 and S2 are this spring field. Okay, spring field. The procedure for this: tie the belt around the brake drum to block the rotor of induction motor. Second, the applied voltage is increased slowly by varying three-phase auto transformer variable knob until the ammeter reads rated current. Note down VSC, ISC and WSC. Bring the three-phase auto transformer to 0 output voltage position and open the supply TPST switch. Okay, this is a tabular column which we are measuring the power as well as the power factor 5SC. Measurement of stator winding resistance. So I am taking a DC supply which will be given through double pole single throw switch, that is DPST. 1 ampere fuse is needed. It will be given to rheostat and it will be connected to ammeter, voltmeter and winding arrangement of auxiliary winding. Now the operation here, if you vary this rheostat, when you give the supply, if you vary this rheostat, okay, load, you can measure the voltage and current. Okay, voltage and current. Okay, voltage and current, and then we have to calculate the R. So we know Ohm's law, V equal to I into R. So therefore R equal to V by I. Okay, by using it we can measure the resistance. Good morning. Today we are going to see a load test, no load and block rotor test on three-phase screw cage induction motor. So this is one of the important experiment in 20WL58 synchronous and induction machine laboratory. I am Dr. Vinod Kumar, Associate Professor from Utility Department NSCB. I am going to explain this experiment for you. Okay. Now we will get into this experiment. This is a general circuit diagram of this experiment. So here we are providing the three-phase AC line through R, Y, B. The voltage which we are applying here is 440 volt 50 Hertz through a DPST, a double pole, triple pole, single through switch. So this switch is connected to the fuse 10 ampere. The same fuse, 3 fuses will be connected to a three-phase auto transformer, because this circuit will be worked through the three-phase auto transformer. Okay, so from this auto transformer, the output of the auto transformer is connected to the ammeter and voltmeter. The specification is 0 to 10 ampere, 0 to 600 volt, moving ion type, and there are 2 wattmeters which we are using. One for unity power factor, another also low power factor. Okay, that is UPF and LPF, which will be connected to the delta connected stator winding side. Okay, so this is one of the no load test of screw cage induction motor. The next diagram will be the block rotor test of three-phase induction motor. The rotor, because when the machine, it will be, if you are giving the supply, okay, generally the machine will run, the rotor will run. During that time we have to stop the motor. Okay, when you stop the motor, during a supply is on. Okay, when the supply is on, during that time the rotor doesn't rotate. That is nothing but block rotor test. So when the rotor is blocked, at that time we have to measure an voltage and current by using the voltmeter and ammeter. So by using this experiment, we are going to plot a performance characteristics of screw cage induction motor, that is circle diagram. Now let me get into this experiment. These are the meters. One is ammeter, 0 to 10 ampere, it is a moving coil AC meter, and this is the voltmeter, 0 to 125 volt or 2 to 50 volt, we can connect it. And these are the 2 wattmeters, one for LPF, another for UPF. Okay, so to measure the W1 and W2. So this is the working table working table of this experiment, you see the triple pole single through switch. Okay, triple pole, a single through switch. Okay, and which will be connected to a delta connected stator winding. Then it will be a load. This is the auto transformer. Okay, this auto transformer is having RYB as an input neutral. So this is star connection. Then the output from the auto transformer, it will be a delta. Okay, this delta connected will be connected to this working table of our machine. And the motor which we are operating here, it is 415 volt 2.2 kilowatt machine, and it will be a spring balance brake drum load. Brake drum means this is the drum, and here only we have to apply and water for cooling purpose, because more heat, when you apply the load, there will be a more heat has been produced from the motor. To minimize the heat, we have to pour the water in this motor. That is for cooling purpose. It is one of the safety precautions in this machine. And this is S1 and S2. This is a spring balance load. This is the brake drum pulley. By applying the pulley, the belt will tie to this motor. Then we came to know about the motor is on load. Okay, and the main applying current for this, it will be a 4.8 ampere 415 voltage. The speed will be 1440 rpm. 1440 rpm. This is one of the screw cage induction motor. So in screw cage, the rotor bars are short circuited. While it comes to slip rings, the slip rings are short circuited with the brushes, but we are operating with screw cage induction motor. So in this machine, the rotor bars are short circuited. Okay, that is one of them. Now let's start giving the connection. The first connection, we have to give connection from R phase to R phase to R, TPST switch R. Auto transformer R phase input to TPST switch R. Then Y to TPST switch Y phase, and B to TPST switch B phase, and new R phase. Output of R, is connected to ammeter main. Ammeter common point, that is a positive point, we are connecting it. And ammeter, another end, connected to wattmeter M main. Wattmeter M. From wattmeter M and common, M and C will be shorted. M and C is shorted. Then L point connected to delta connected M. Okay, the notations here M1, M2, M3. Stator winding, delta connected. Star for starting, delta for running. The output Y of auto transformer connected to M2 of stator winding. Stator winding. Then the output of auto transformer B is connected to wattmeter to M. Wattmeter to M. Then M and C shorted. M3, M3. Then wattmeter to 500 volt, we can connect it to wattmeter 1 500. Because here the input line is 415 volt, we are operating through auto transformer, so we can give maximum 500 in the wattmeter. So from wattmeter 1 500 to M2. M2 of stator winding. Stator winding. Then we can keep them meters in horizontal direction. The voltmeter positive connected to stator winding M1 and another end connected to M2. Okay, to measure the phase voltages between two phases. Between two phase voltage. P phase. Okay. Now the connections are completed. As per completed in the workbench. Okay, in the workbench the connection is completed. Okay. Now, first step, we have to switch on the MCB fuse miniature circuit breaker. Then we have to close a switch, TPST switch, triple pole single throw switch we apply. So 400 volt is sent to the auto transformer input. Okay. Now we have to slowly increase the voltage from 0 to some 100 to 100, like that. Slowly we increase. When you vary it, you can see the motor is also be varying. Okay. The specification of this machine is 400 volt, so we can fix it to 400. We can fix it to 400. Okay, 400 volt we fix it. Okay, this is the meter. The main specification of the meter is 500 volt, so we can fix it to 400 voltage. Okay, you can see the current also. Okay, you can see the current and W1, W2. Okay, W1, W2. Now in the motor, we are not applying the load. Okay, we are not applying the load, so it is free. Okay. During this is one of the no load test. Okay, when you are not applying the load, during the time the machine is free to run. At that time we can measure the voltage current V open. Okay, this is the open circuit voltage. This is the open circuit current. This is the W1 for power. Okay, and this is W2 for power. Okay, we can add it, then we can get a total power. So by using this we can measure the open circuit parameters. Okay, so by using this no load test we are going to plot and circuit diagram. So to calculate an output line, torque line, etc. Okay, as well as the slip parameters also we can measure it. Okay, and in this experiment the machine will be running at synchronous speed. Ns is equal to 1440 rpm. We are measuring it. Okay, then we will get into the load test. Load test. Going to see a block rotor test. Okay, the general procedure for block rotor test, we have to block the rotor. Okay, we have to, the first step we have to block the rotor. So the rotor we have to, before switch on it, we have to block it. We have to block the rotor in the clockwise direction. See, the brake drum pulley, I am moving it. So based upon the movement, the belt has tightened this brake drum, so it's not running it. Okay, this is the first step. Okay, first step. Second step is that we have to replace the wattmeter because we are short circuit. we are short circuiting the rotor. So during short circuiting it, there will be a current will be, it will be, the power value will be high. Okay, so during the time we have to replace a meter. So I am replacing from 500 to 1250, that is through to 2500 meters I have replaced. The range of the meter is very high, okay, in this specification. Okay, then procedure. Here the voltage, short circuit voltage we have to measure. So instead of 500, because we are doing the short circuit test, that is block rotor test, the voltage value is less, so we will apply to 125, because 500 is not required, 125 is enough. Okay, half of the voltage only we are getting it. The current value will be same. So in this experiment we are measuring short circuit voltage VSC, short circuit current ISC, and WSC. W1, W2 will add WSC. Okay, short circuit power. Okay, WSC. Okay, procedure. Now, same procedure, we have to switch on the MCB, close the TPST switch, and apply the voltage. Yeah, apply the voltage to the some rated current of, okay, when I apply the voltage, you see the current and voltage VSC is increased, that's all. Okay, I can't see the movement in the rotor. This is nothing but standstill condition. Okay, this is nothing but standstill condition. Okay, when you are giving the supply, during that time the motor not running it. Okay, during the time the motor running it. Why means you are block the rotor. Okay, you are block the rotor. That is the blocking meaning is, it is you are short circuiting the rotor. Okay, once you short circuiting it, the motor not running, so the NR value will be 0. You are getting only NS, 1440 RPM. So at that time we can measure only short circuit voltage. You see the needle, the movement of the needle, the deflection will be at almost 76 volt, and the current value will be 4.7 ampere. The wattmeter W1 and W2. Okay, so these are the readings which we are measuring. Now we have to close the circuit. Okay, now we have to bring the auto transformer regulator to 0. Make to 0. Then close the open a switch. Then close the miniature circuit breaker. Okay, and release the load. Okay. Release the load. Now by using this block rotor test, we are measuring 4 parameters. One is WSC, another one is VSC, short circuit voltage, ISC, short circuit current, and NR is also be 0. Now by using all these parameters, we are going to plot and circle diagram of screw gauge induction motor. Why we are going into circle diagram means to perform characteristics. That is, we have to characteristics all the performance data in a diagram. It is like it is a horoscope graph. Okay, it is a horoscope graph. All the parameter we have to plot in the circle diagram. If you are getting a circle diagram in a proper shape, then we came to know about our experiment will be, we are executed in a proper manner. We are getting good efficiency as well as the top as well as the output. Okay, this is one of the easiest experiment to perform in our laboratory. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now by using this no load and blocked rotor, we are going to plot the circle diagram. Okay, this is the steps to draw the circle diagram. The first meaning of circle diagram, it's basically horoscope of an induction motor. It carries all the informations related to the motor and its performance parameters. Now to draw the circle diagram, we already obtained the data from no load and block rotor test. Okay, these are the data which we already got it. One is V0, I0, W0. In block rotor, VSC, ISC and WSC, and the resistance value also be calculated. Okay, this is my first step. First we have to take reference phasor V as vertical y axis. Second step, draw
x-axis. Third step, from no load test calculate phi naught, and from block rotor test calculate phi SC. Fourth, draw vector I naught lagging V by an angle phi naught. This is the line OO dash as shown in figure. Okay. Draw horizontal line O dash D passing through the point O dash and parallel to x-axis. Then calculate short circuit current with the normal voltage applied. Draw ISN at an angle phi SC behind voltage vector V. Join O dash A, the line O dash A called output line. Draw perpendicular bisector of line O dash A such that bisector meets O dash D line at point C, which is center of circle. This is C. Then taking C as center and O dash C as radius, draw semicircle passing through the point O dash and A. Draw perpendicular from point A on x-axis, that is line AG. Separate stator copper loss and rotor copper loss. Okay, for stator copper loss 3 ISC square into R1, rotor copper loss 3 ISC square into R1. Okay, so A to E is nothing but rotor copper loss, E to F will be the stator copper loss, F to G is the fixed loss. Join O dash E, the line O dash E called output line. Calculate power scale. Show full load point on circle diagram. Draw parallel line to output line which passes from point W. The intersecting point of parallel line nearest to the origin is the full load point of motor, that is point 1. Draw perpendicular on x-axis from point L. So this perpendicular line which will meet the torque line output line, that is you can mark PQR. Join OL, line OL represent full load current of motor. Okay, this is the circle diagram of our machine. Parameter calculations which we are calculating: total motor input, fixed loss, stator copper loss, rotor copper loss, total loss, rotor output, slip, power factor, motor efficiency, rotor efficiency, starting torque. The main result of this experiment, the performance parameters of three-phase induction motor are identified with the help of circle diagram. Thank you.